Hey guys, welcome back to the Little Farm in the Forest. If you're new here, my name is Kate and I am your Millennial Mima, and welcome to our pantry chat. This is a series where I teach you how to build food security, get ahead of rising food costs, and how to start cooking from scratch to lower your dependence on grocery stores. This video is actually a special request from a dear friend of mine, Elizabeth. So Elizabeth, if you're watching, hi. And she had a question about having limited space and like kind of the bare essentials to stock if you only had a little bit of room. So we're going to focus on having one cabinet today. And because I am currently in the middle of this snowstorm here in Indiana, where we have almost a foot of snow on the ground, I am not going anywhere, and I thought it would also be a good time for me to provide some examples of how I would eat 3 meals and a snack from what looks like nothing. I do like to say that I don't have any food allergies. I don't have any special dietary restrictions. I'm not on any special diet. So feel free to substitute anything that I have in here that you may need to accommodate you and your family. So down here, we're going to start with our baking essentials. So that is going to be flour, cornmeal, sugar, brown sugar, or you can keep molasses on hand and make your own brown sugar, salt. We've got vanilla extract. I always have honey on hand. Baking soda and baking powder, and then I have cocoa powder, some peanut butter, and some chocolate chips back there. Up here is going to be the basics for our meals. So we're going to pretend that this is a store-bought jar of pasta sauce, but this is actually just a can of crushed tomatoes that I grew from my garden last year. So I always keep pasta sauce on hand or crushed tomatoes. I make my own, but just buy your pasta sauce. I always keep broth on hand because I cook a lot of my beans and my rice in broth. And then I recommend having a variety of canned beans on hand or dried if you prefer dried beans. One thing I don't eat a ton of, but I do keep it on hand for just convenience purposes, is I do keep some chicken breast on hand in a can for like a quick chicken salad. Some people like tuna, some people do salmon. I don't eat a lot of canned like meats. That's just personal preference. I don't really care for it, but I will eat like a chicken salad. I have a variety of pastas I keep on hand, including couscous. Again, that's going to be personal preference. I like the red lentil pasta because it has a lot of fiber in it. And then I have a variety of rices, and then back there I have some oatmeal. I just buy plain rolled oats. And then up here we have our variety of oils. Again, that's going to be personal preference. My favorite to keep on hand is olive oil, avocado oil, and coconut oil. And then we have our vinegars. At bare minimum, I would recommend keeping balsamic vinegar, apple cider vinegar, and white vinegar on hand. And then I have some coffee. I buy my coffee when it's on sale. The brand changes every few weeks, and I buy quite a few bags at a time, and I do the same for tea. So this is going to be very, very basic. This is operating under the assumption that you have like a fully stocked spice cabinet, spice rack. You have some side dishes or produce from the grocery store in your fridge, freezer, whatever, on your counter. So because it's currently 7 degrees outside and I have no way to essentially leave my house because we don't own a snowplow, and the snow is not going to stop for the foreseeable future, I'm going to show you how me and my husband are eating out of this small pantry. So this morning we got up, we just made a simple bowl of oatmeal. We did just like a brown sugar cinnamon oatmeal. We had some apples, we diced it up, put it in there. Then we have, for lunch, I'm actually trying, these are red lentils. I'm going to try to make my own tortillas out of these because I didn't feel like making regular tortillas. And I had seen it on like the TikTok or something, and I thought, I have lentils, I want to try that. So I'm making like a smoky paprika garlic lentil wrap with a buffalo chicken salad for lunch. And then for dinner, we would do red beans and rice with some cornbread. And then for a snack, I would just whip up a tray of brownies. I know this isn't going to be the healthiest, but we have some oranges. Oranges are in season right now. So we ate a couple oranges today for a snack. And then I would just whip up like a quick little batch of peanut butter cookies, brownies, chocolate chip cookies, something just to have. Or I would do like granola bars. Granola bars are big in our house, and I would at the very least be able to do a peanut butter chocolate chip granola bar. And it doesn't have to be difficult. So this little tiny cabinet where I store my pans is feeding me and my husband 3 solid meals focusing on protein and fiber and a snack. And that's kind of how we stay ahead of our grocery budget. So this allows me, one, not to buy salad dressing. So we don't buy salad dressings. We do not buy baked goods. I'm responsible for all our baked goods. So that's brownies, cookies, muffins, tortillas, a lot of our bread products. The only thing I will say is that my husband does like a special variety of bread. So I do buy him sandwich bread, but other than that, I bake all of our stuff. But one thing I would have to do to supplement this is for a buffalo chicken wrap, I need buffalo sauce, and I just bought a bottle of like Frank's buffalo sauce. So I'm gonna use hot sauce from the store. I could make my own because I have vinegar, I got peppers from last year's garden in the freezer, but I'm operating under the assumption that we could potentially also lose power. And so I have a way to cook rice, and I have beans in a can already cooked, and I know how to make cornbread over a fire. So that's also kind of why I'm eating the way I am eating today. And then the lentils I can do in a cast iron over the fire as well. If I do lose power, we have alternative ways to cook. So this is actually kind of a great time to talk about pantry preparedness as somebody who's going through a snowstorm and does not know if she will be losing power, and how I'm feeding me and my husband very nutritious meals on a very low budget. So it takes time to build this. It's not something that's going to happen overnight. I would recommend just taking like $20 out of your grocery budget and going ahead and getting you a thing of flour. Whether you have to use a flour alternative or get you some sugar, get you all your leavening agents and some vanilla extract. And then the next time you go grocery shopping, pick up a couple boxes of pasta that you like that are on sale. Buy a bigger bag of rice from Sam's, or just a little bit bigger than you would normally buy. It doesn't have to be the big 25-pound bag. And then keep whatever oils that you prefer on hand. Again, that's going to serve for frying, for baking. You just kind of need a fat or an oil for most basic cooking purposes anyways. So I'm actually going to prepare my lentils and get my chicken salad whipped up. And yeah, I hope everybody, if you're in this snow ice storm, I am hoping everybody stays safe and stays warm. Please stay off the roads. Don't go out if you don't need to. And this is why we have a pantry, so we don't have to go out and all of that. It is 7 degrees outside. I am not going anywhere. I'm going to be in my home with my little chicken salad wraps. Safe, cozy. I'm going to play some video games, and I'll see you guys for the next pantry chat. Bye!